take your phone out for a second. Now imagine trying to find a moving target somewhere beyond the horizon. No GPS, no maps, no roads, no satellite imagery, no binoculars. Most people today would fail within hours. Yet for tens of thousands of years, humans tracked animals weighing up to 6 tons across wildernesses stretching hundreds of miles. They followed footprints through snow, forests, grasslands, and frozen plains. They predicted where herds would move days before they arrived. They hunted mammoths, giant bison, and woolly rhinoceroses, creatures so large that one mistake could leave a hunter dead instantly. The strangest part is that the deadliest weapon they used wasn't a spear, it wasn't fire, it wasn't superior strength. The real weapon was something sitting inside your head right now, the ability to predict the future. Not perfectly, just well enough to see what happens next. Long before humans became farmers, scientists, engineers, or kings, we became something else first. We became hunters of giants. Act 1. The impossible target. To understand how extraordinary that achievement was, you first have to understand what our ancestors were facing. Imagine standing on an Ice Age grassland 20,000 years ago. Somewhere in that enormous landscape walks a woolly mammoth. It stands over 13 feet tall at the shoulder. Its tusks can grow longer than a man is tall. Its body weighs as much as several pickup trucks combined. Now imagine your survival depends on killing it. One successful hunt could feed dozens of people for weeks. The odds seem impossible. A mammoth outweighs a human by nearly 100 times. Its strength is greater. Its reach is greater. Its speed is greater. If hunting were simply a contest of physical power, humanity would never have stood a chance. But ancient hunters understood something important. The strongest creature is not always the most dangerous. Sometimes the most dangerous creature is the one capable of learning. Archaeological evidence suggests hunts often began long before the first weapon was thrown. Hunters studied tracks in mud and snow. They examined broken branches. They watched migration routes. They learned where herds crossed rivers and where they preferred to feed. Every footprint was information. Every observation was intelligence. The hunt did not begin with a weapon. It began with understanding. Act 2. The weapon. No one sees. When people think about predators, they imagine physical advantages. Lions have claws. Wolves have powerful jaws. Bears possess overwhelming strength. Humans have none of these things. So why did humans become one of history's most successful hunters? Because evolution gave us a weapon that cannot be held in the hand. Shared imagination. Animals can react. Humans can plan. Imagine a hunting party preparing for a mammoth hunt. Some hunters move toward a river crossing. Others circle behind the herd. Others wait near a narrow valley. Hours before the hunt begins, everyone already understands their role. They are working toward a future that does not yet exist. Anthropologists believe this ability to cooperate through shared ideas may be one of humanity's greatest evolutionary advantages. Not bigger muscles, not sharper teeth. The ability to synchronize many minds toward a single goal. A mammoth was never fighting one hunter. It was fighting a coordinated network of minds, and collective intelligence is far more dangerous than individual strength. Act 3. Turning the landscape into a trap. Ancient hunters learned they did not need to overpower giant animals. They only needed to influence their decisions. Across North America, archaeologists have uncovered evidence of communal hunting operations known as buffalo jumps. Entire herds were driven toward cliffs where their own momentum became impossible to stop. The principle was brilliant. Instead of fighting gravity, humans recruited it. Instead of battling strength, they redirected it. Think about the planning involved. Hunters needed to know where the herd would be, how the animals reacted to pressure, and where every participant needed to stand. One mistake could ruin weeks of preparation. This was strategy on a massive scale. The landscape itself became part of the hunting team. Nature provided the force, humans provided the plan, and once again, intelligence mattered more than strength. Act 4. The longest chase. There was another method so unusual that it almost sounds fictional. Humans discovered that many large animals possess a hidden weakness. They overheat. Almost every large animal can outrun a human in a sprint, but few can keep running for hours. Humans evolved a remarkable cooling system. We sweat across nearly our entire bodies, allowing heat to escape efficiently during long periods of activity. Most animals rely on panting. That works well during short bursts. It works poorly during prolonged exertion. This gave humans a unique advantage, not speed, endurance. Researchers studying persistence hunting have documented similar techniques among traditional hunter-gatherer societies. Again and again, the animal escapes. Again and again, the hunter reappears. Eventually, exhaustion wins. Not because the human is faster, because the human never stops. The giant's body becomes its weakness, and patience becomes a weapon. Act 5. The machine extender. Eventually, human intelligence created another advantage. Tools. One of the most important hunting inventions was the atlatl, a spear-throwing device that dramatically increased the power and range of a hunter's throw. Suddenly, hunters could strike from farther away. Spears traveled faster. The risk of approaching dangerous animals decreased. The atlatl reveals something important about human history. Whenever the body reaches its limits, humans create technology. Innovation did not begin in cities. It began on the hunt, and giant animals may have been one of the reasons humans learned to invent. Act 6. The lesson of the giants. The greatest surprise about ancient hunters is that they rarely won through force. The animals possessed the strength. Humans won through information, observation, prediction, planning, cooperation. Every successful hunt represented hundreds of tiny decisions made correctly. Where to stand, when to move, when to wait, when not to attack. The giant animals of the Ice Age were powerful, but power has limits. Knowledge compounds. A mammoth only needed one bad day. Humans could learn from every hunt and pass those lessons to the next generation. Over thousands of years, that knowledge accumulated into something unstoppable. Modern bridge. You might think this story ended with the Ice Age. It didn't. The same brain that tracked mammoth migrations now tracks stock markets. The same ability to predict animal movement now predicts traffic patterns. The same cooperative intelligence that coordinated hunters now coordinates entire cities. Your ancestors survived because they learned to think beyond the present moment. They imagined outcomes before they existed. They prepared for challenges before they arrived. Those same instincts are still operating today. Only the targets have changed. For generations, people imagined ancient humans as primitive survivors struggling against a brutal world. The evidence tells a different story. The hunters who faced mammoths were analysts, strategists, observers, masters of patience. The giants of the Ice Age eventually disappeared, but the minds that hunted them did not. They became inventors, builders, scientists, explorers, and eventually, you. If you enjoyed this journey into humanity's forgotten past, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more stories about the survival secrets, technologies, and discoveries that shaped our species.